once again on the second floor of this courtroom to show support for a family that has lost a husband, a father, a son, a cousin. And we mourn the loss of our family member. And we hear with worry for our sister Rosa, who's still in the hospital recovering from serious, serious injuries. And we're in this courtroom where we afford every possible answer in this courtroom. An attorney eloquently stands there and defends the person that took a great man off the face of the earth. But don't be fooled by the young face. His actions were serious. His actions were adult actions. And his actions were life and death. And in this case, it caused death. He said he did this because he was bored. Well, he'll have to get used to his boredom in that prison cell. He can learn how to knit and possibly create other things to do with stones on the floor. But the reality is, he is still alive, and Officer Guerra is not. This family lives with that loss every day. Their strength inspires all New Yorkers that they can come into this courtroom and calmly sit on those pews with the person that took their loved one directly in front of them. And that courage is inspiring to every New York City police officer. We will be here. This will be a long ordeal. But these police officers, who at one time rode in a radio car with our hero police officer, stood on a foot post on that corner protecting your rights, changed in a locker room with our brother and sisters. They'll be here, they'll remember, and I know all of you will as well. We appreciate you covering this important story, because the reality for a New York City police officer and that thin blue line, and people often ask, why do they show up in such numbers? Because the reality is here, we are here to support this family. And if the roles were reversed, and it was one of us, Officer Guerra would be in this crowd as well. Questions?
Now, what do you make of the defense lawyer saying this confession was coerced, and he says
he's a hired gun for the perp who took our hero off to the face of the earth. He has nothing to work with. The perp said, I lit the match. The perp said, I set that mattress on fire, and that means he killed our hero police officer and seriously wounded our sister police officer. This is as serious, and the result is the same as if he pulled out a gun and shot that police officer. He's a murderer. He's entitled to a hired gun to make excuses for him. He confessed, he was bored, and now he must pay the piper.
Can you tell us about Rodriguez's injuries at this point?
She's still seriously wounded. She's still struggling with those injuries, but she's making progress. But that progress and that road to recovery is going to be quite long. There's many different issues they have to deal with, but her strength, when you visit her, the strength to these police officers is tremendous. And quite honestly, it really does give courage to everyone that we can go out and do a difficult job. But the road is a long road, and she'll be on that road for some time.
She's still in the hospital?
She's still in the hospital, yes, ma'am.
Would Detective Guerra's father like to say anything about what it's like to be here and to face off against them?
You can imagine how difficult this is. This is our first day in court with this family as well, so we'll try to get any questions answered for you. But you can imagine, as a police officer himself, wearing the proud uniform of a New York City police officer and have to stand in a line and salute his own son as a hero. No one ever wants to do that. I'm sure it's very difficult for him. But this family will be here in court. These police officers will give them a shoulder to lean on, to cry on, and support them in every step they possibly need. Not today, maybe at some time. Thank you, everyone.
Can we ask a quick question on
Sure, we'll let everyone filter out and we'll gladly do that. Great. Guys, thanks very much. It's great. It's important that you're here each and every day. We appreciate you taking the time. I know many of you are off duty here, took your own time. That's how important it is to you. It's important to us, and it's important to this family. Thank you for what you do every day, but more importantly, thank you for what you've done in this courtroom today. We'll be back. When this clown comes back, we'll be back. Thanks, guys.